Yo, Trey had himself a day. What's going on, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one. Not going to keep you guys long, but we're going to discuss my 5 takeaways from the preseason game, number 2 against the Raiders out in Las Vegas. Seeing that a couple of my people out there had a great time. Shout out to my guy, J Tuck. I saw tearing it up out there too. She was, everybody seemed like a home game for the Cowboys. So shout out to Las Vegas for being a great host for the Cowboys. All right, so let's get into it. Right, number 1, and this one didn't surprise me actually because I tweeted about it last week. I was really hard. I was tough on Trey Lance and his performance when I watched it live, and then I went back, watched the All 22, and I didn't think it was as bad as it looked. Today was much better. I was expecting him to be a little bit more crisp in his reads. I thought he was. And my number 1 takeaway is I think he's elevated to the number 2 quarterback position. It's like, what? Yeah, I think he has. Slightly. I got it at about 52-48. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's moved up slightly just because he has more ability than Cooper Rush. He has more command of the offense. And also the threat of him being able to run really helps our run game. When I watched Cooper Rush out there for the couple of possessions that he did have, I just get the impression that Cooper Rush is just calling the plays, and it looks like it's just play calls on the sheet. When I watch Trey Lance run the offense, it looks as if there's some patience coming to the line. He's actually looking and scanning and scoping and doing things of that nature. Guys are in the right spot. Now, I'm not saying that. No, I thought the execution was just better yesterday, period. Early on, Trey threw some fastballs, and, some of the time these receivers need to come up with the football, though. You know what I'm saying? It's not all on Trey. Sometimes it's a contested catch, and as a professional, you got to make a play. I saw some of these other guys out there making it. You throw the ball in 84's direction, Harmon, he coming down with it. McMath yesterday made some really tough grabs. So, Cropper and Flournoy, some of the time, guys, y'all got to make some damn plays. Because I saw a slant thrown to Cropper yesterday that they were like, it was behind him. I saw it hit him right on his right chest plate. It was for him to gear down so he didn't get his head taken off. And he didn't come up with the catch. And it's like, oh, Trey threw it behind him because of his reputation. No, son, catch the damn ball. It's that simple, Number 2, my number 2 takeaway, Royce Freeman should be on this roster. He should be a lock. Now, I know everybody was enamored by what Deuce Vaughn was able to do and all that stuff, and he was able to make some guys miss in space and do all of those type of things. But I've seen that before. I've seen him enamor us. I've seen him make people look stupid and then go out there and they get tackled in the regular season with arm tackles. Royce Freeman, though, that helps us when we're outside. That helps us when we're on the road. That toughness is something that we need on this offense. We got it with Zeke, but we also need it with another position. If he's your third running back, and then you got Royce, then you got Rico as the guy that's the shifty, the mover, and all that type of stuff. Where Rico's really good at catching screen passes and stuff like that. I think we can kind of go with this backfield as it goes right now. But from what I saw from Royce Freeman, there was a time where he got hit at the 5-yard line and he drove the pile all the way to the 1. I think we have a place for that on the roster. Just point blank, period. In my opinion, I think Deuce had a good night last night. But to me, I don't think it's enough to make this roster. From what I saw from Royce, like, y'all can be enamored by all the flashiness all you want. But when I saw Royce Freeman was running through grown men last night, and that's what I really want to see. Pause, no diddy. Number 3, Huggins had himself a night. At one point, look, so it was late, man. I took a nap right before the game, so I didn't know that Mozzie wasn't playing. So at one point, I thought it was Mozzie, and I almost tweeted, like, man, good play, Mozzie. And then I was like, is that a 68 or a 58? And then all night I just kept seeing 68, 68, 68, 68, 68. And I'm just like, man, This dude is having himself a night, whoever the hell 68 is, and just so happened to be Albert Huggins. I thought he had a great showing last night. I loved the tenacity. I loved how he was flying around. He was playing as if he was playing for his last meal. And that's really what I ask for when it comes to these young players that are on the bubble. Play like it's your last meal, that you plan for your last meal. And I thought that we got that from him last night. So shout out to 68. Number 4, I don't understand why Marquise Bell is playing. I just don't. I don't understand it. Like, either you're getting him ready to take a starting role, or he's nobody's backup at this point. I don't understand it. He's better than Donovan Wilson. Yeah, I'm going to flat out say it. Me and Aisha, because sometimes when I feel like I'm crazy, I'll go to my sis and I'll say, hey, am I crazy for thinking this? And we had a good little discussion. Marquise Bell need to be in that damn starting lineup, period. Point blank, period. So I don't understand why he's getting reps, this many reps in the preseason, if all the other starters aren't. Maybe we need to reevaluate that as a team, but Marquise Bell needs to be starting. He needs to be the starting safety next to Malik Hooker, period. Because if you look at Marquise Bell, and I said this to my guys, I said this to Tuck, and I said this to Rome, Marquise Bell has so many different tandems, meaning that the communication is there and he has a relationship with the guys. Him and Overshown look good together. Him and Nealon look good together. Him and Hooker look good together. Him and Wanye look good together. Who on this team is Dono? Who does he make better? That doesn't mean I don't think he's a good player, but I don't think it's close. Maybe it's something behind the scenes or something like that. But I think Marquise Bell can do all that Dono can do, and he does it better. And he has more capability. He has more capability than Dono does. Every time there's a miscommunication in the secondary, if y'all look the past years, it's because of Dono. And now we have a guy that can communicate with other people, and we're playing favorites. I asked Mike Zimmer, don't be like the last staff. Don't play these favorites. Play the best guys. Marquise Bell is better than Donovan Wilson. Period. And I'm passionate about it because I'm sitting here and I'm watching it. You watch practice. I watched the last couple of years. I've thought this for years. And I'm like, nah, and I understand the contract situation. But nah, bro, play the best player. We got a new regime in here. Play the best guys. Period. All right? And number 5, it's a blessing to have Brandon Aubrey on this team. It's one of the best things that could have happened to us. I was critical of it at first and how we handled it. But I think that it ended up being a good thing. So sometimes the staff, I'll be critical of something, and then I'll have to come back and say, yeah, they were right. They were right about this kid. And I'm glad they were right about him. I don't have an issue with being wrong on things. If I'm wrong on something, like last week, I was on Trey. I made it a living hell for Trey. And I went back and watched the tape and said he was a little better than I thought. I originally thought it was a D. I thought maybe he was about a C plus last week. I thought Trey, I have no problem coming back and saying I think Trey should be quarterback number 2. I thought all along he was a better quarterback than Cooper Rush. And now I see him doing some of the simple things, just about as even with Cooper Rush. So if it's even with Cooper Rush in those simple things and you have all this other ability, you probably need to bump him in the roster. But we'll see, man. We still got another week, and maybe we need to see a little bit more snaps from Cooper Rush to really make that determination. But, appreciate y'all, man. Let me know what y'all takeaways are, and I plan to go a little bit live later on this evening. But, yeah, we out, man. Peace.
Turn the pressure up. I don't quit. I don't fold under pressure. I'm the best, and I know I'm the best. And you know I'm the best.